I don't think this is good enough Morita game to justify this. I think GamerLegion mega outdrafted them.
MOUZ is all about skirmish and fight and pacing, and for GamerLegion, it's like, I love their draft if they just remain calm.
I think Offlane Tiny, some players are huge on this. It's a 100 or 0 thing. Like, I remember there was a period where Enigma were playing this Offlane Tiny a lot. They're really big on it, but you have to have faith in the concept. Damage goes down to the tick damage. Holy moly, that did a lot.
And Boomer took a lot of damage there as well, so.
Well, I'll tell you, the way he's playing this lane, he's acting as if he's a melee hero. I'll tell you that much. He's been getting double bonds, and he did block camps, so.
Gonna get very low here, see if they can get the kill on Celery before Fade goes down. It's gonna be a close call, but it is Fade that falls first. Now Big Num, an opportunity. Nope, he misses that Shadow Poison. That kind of ruins everything as Chrysalis would kill him. Push comes to shove, so. And here comes the Tiny, per your suggestion. MOUZ going to go for perhaps one of the earliest 5-mans I've ever seen from them. That's saying something. Illusion Rune gonna be grabbed by RCY. Great pickup. And they feel like they can't actually challenge him as a result of that. They will get the toss back on speed, and that will be the kill. They net out of that. Requiem's going to go out. Yamich got off the win run, but will not be able to outrun the Shadow Rays that ultimately kills him. A trade-off 1-for-1, considering the numbers that MOUZ brought to the mid lane. That can't feel good. Without Pit, you know, they're already lacking in disables.
Another sneaky
Jump after RCY again. Boom. Goes for the toss back. Disruption. Stops the toss back. Boom. He's going to cover it with an avalanche here. Do what damage they can, but Fade now comes in. Level 1 Pit. Holding it. Boom. Long enough for the Rays to hit double.
But you can't just play this game where you try and make a move and you commit and they counter it, and then you chill for a minute and then you make another move and they counter it. And you get stuck in that cycle. Here is GamerLegion taking the smoke to MOUZ.
Big silence, hitting multiple heroes with the Requiem in from behind, completely routing MOUZ. They will get out with the Ember Spirit. He is the only survivor of that engagement.
Do they have wards to plant? They have one.
Boom is going to walk right into Fade due to that Observer Ward. Got off the pipe, though. It's going to take a little while to kill him, especially with Yamson coming in. Trying to disrupt things as much as possible. Fate's not going to go down, man. He gives him the heal. Then Yamich just trying to focus fire, and Fate's just going to run him down. Oh, man. MOUZ is screwed in this one. The only way they win this is Crystal is kind of 1v5s it. Demonic Purge, boom, stuck in the pit. Midwan still hanging around, hoping that Boom will survive, and he does.
Like, Boom is thinking about Lotus Orb here or something, but honestly, at this point, it might be correct for him to just go Midas or something.
Midas.
Start
Big Num. A support should be an easy grab. Not so easy. Between the pipe and the heals and the Glimmer Capes and disruptions, it's Celery to die. Not Big Num.
This is why I suggest the Midas, because I think every move you make at this point is just going to build the lead for GamerLegion. It's unlikely that GamerLegion are sitting heroes behind whoever's pushing out mid. Tying up mid one.
Silence into Requiem. What a little combo play there from Yamson and RCY. Meanwhile, mid lane, Fade. Pipe, Glimmer Cape helping him survive a little bit longer. Chrysalis almost dies. In fact, if the golem is still gonna hit him, he's gonna die to the golem.
Oh my. Yeah, it's not worth it, man.
I'm pretty sure when they pop BKB, they're untouchable.
They should be. Only the Morta can really punch through it. And Morta's not great against BKB.
Caught the SF at the start. Combo into Ice Path, half HP, but disruption going off. Now he's gonna BKB Requiem, and he's still got the Greaves, in fact. No, he's not popping the Requiem right away. He actually backs out a little bit. Fatal Bond's doing some work here. It looks like he got a Lotus Orb bounce back, so all of GamerLegion are actually Fatal Bonded up. Requiem from behind, catching Chrysalis, pushing him back into the rest of the team. He pops his ultimate. Nice Hurricane Pike, but sadly, the Blade Mail is still an issue.
I don't know how MOUZ will win these fights. Like, there's just too much gunk. Other heroes,
It's
the fight.
legitimately impossible.
Man. This Underlord just destroys their lineup. Like, they don't have any answer for Fade in this game. They say no, screw that plan. We have BKB Morta. Time to go fight, guys.
It's a terrible
Never gone
idea.
wrong before.
Smoke down mid.
Hey, look, it's Underlord. We can
Toss back the Underlord. Fade does not get off the blade mail. He gets off a disruption, though, for Big Num. Big Num trying to make a run for it. Gale Force pushing in. The Shadow Demon does end up going down. Requiem hits and almost kills Chrysalis. He gets off his BKB and his ultimate. Delivers some damage, trying to finish off at least the Aegis. Gets that much. Also going for speed. Not quite. Stuck in the pit with no way out. RCY and Yamsen will finish him off. And GamerLegion, they lost hardly nothing for that. I thought Fade was going to die. The way that started, half his HP gone in an instant. But I guess he survived.
Very clutch disruption. I don't even know if I like it, but that's pretty badass right there. Hex for the SF too. Oh.
I actually do like it, because like the way he almost died in that last fight, right, combined with the fact that he has blade mail, I actually think just raw HP is probably his best resource. Gold gonna be dropped, trying to help out Yamsen. Ember Spirit jumps away, gonna die to the Fatal Bonds here. Jumped right in the middle though. RCY hits the Requiem. BKB goes off on the 2 cores though. They ignore the fear and throw some damage back at him. Mid one jumping all around with his Aghanim Scepter. Will get back to safety here. Hit an ice path. They got a buyback out of Big Num. And if they can keep the rest of their heroes alive, that will be a kind of successful fight. It was a 1-for-1 trade-off. A lot of ults being used on both sides. A buyback from Big Num. It's not too bad.
In 90% of games, but
Smoke is gonna break. Down to low ground. RCY blinks up to the high ground, hits the scythe on Yamich. And Yamich with the purge on him, likely to die. Can they get anything extra out of this? Chrysalis, BKB up in a second. He's gonna have to BKB TP out. Let's see if he makes it though. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage.
he almost killed Yamsen. Meanwhile,
While mid, Faye's just hanging out. He's level 25, so he's got the extra Pit of Malice roots.
incredibly toxic talent. Now, you can drag this guy in all you want. I don't think he gives a damn.
Toss back on the Shadow Demon. Got him to half health already. He's going to be Ice Path and should be killed here. Good Force Staff, Glimmer Cape. Man, how is it that even a support like that loses half his HP on the toss back, but then they have nothing to finish him off?
And this MOUZ lineup lacks damage. That was one of the big cruxes about this draft. They're getting
Buyback
punished.
toss in on the Underlord again. And he's going to die. That is a die back. Meanwhile, Fade just activates his blade mail. He's doing okay. Disruption to buy him a little bit more time. Chrysalis turning his damage back around onto Yamsen. A little bit of parry action. Allows Yamsen to survive, as will Fade. And thanks to the heart and the heals, they're ready to go back up to the high ground pretty quick. In fact, RCY maybe jumped a little bit farther ahead of his team. They weren't quite ready for that initiation. They fall through now, though. Yamsen on top of Chrysalis. Disruption makes things a little awkward. He actually gets a Force Staff over, but the dagger thrown out from Yamsen. A talent toss to finish him off.
It's just so much damage, dude. What?
That was a lot.
God, Kez is so stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I respect Crystallis' effort this game. He really did try and put this on his back, but I think this was just an impossible one to carry, man. Like, there's just too much survivability, too much he has to get through. He's getting so many heroes down to under 10%, but he can't finish anybody off before the Glimmers, the Force Stabs.
How would you rate Yamsen's Kez? Because we saw it, he pulled out the stats, he's played it twice in competitive, but you were actually still kind of surprised, Quinn, when it came out. You were like, oh, I mean, I'm sure he can play it, but I didn't know it was a Yamsen here.
We've mentioned that GamerLegion, they have these little spells to throw in. They are going to try and put Beastmaster at that focal point in the first 20 minutes to play through him. But it's you kind of know the game plan. Again, that's the thing. We knew MOUZ's game plan last game.
These are the two heroes for Bignum and Fade. So all eyes on them to pull this draft through and get something cooking against a MOUZ lineup that is very much in their wheelhouse compared to last time. And first blood on the menu.
First blood, Yamsen slowed down by the tag team. Pretty much a guarantee. And still a 2-2 bounty split. Will be good damage. Not enough for a kill out of anything, but good bit of harassment.
Ooh, here goes the boar. Shotgun down that
The other
boar.
side going after speed. Yamich doing lane pulling shenanigans, which is his constant MO. As we talked about in the previous game when he was playing the Wind Ranger. Definitely more comfortable on these melee 4 positions. He also has, I think, one very specific counter that he's going to be playing off of, right, which is the roar. Anytime the roar goes down, he's just looking to snowball save. I always like when my Tusk games are played out simply like that, you know, where I'm just looking for like 1 or 2 spells that I'm trying to counter snowball.
I agree. It's gotten a couple courier snipes here too. Pretty nice. RCY looking for a solo pickoff. Says, I don't care how many TI Grand Finals you've been to. I'm going to kill you anyway.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Crystallis being dove as Yamson went through the gate. TP is going to come in for mid-one here. Viper Strike leads off on Fade. Fade, he's actually able to stay alive for a bit here. He doesn't go down. He still has Magic Wand, and mid-one's the one who's in trouble here. Blood Grenade gets thrown out. Speed's going back for him. He's got level 2 Shadow Word, puts it on mid-one. We'll see if that's going to be enough. He does have a Fairy Fire. Meanwhile, Yamson trying to go through the gate that Boom created. Wasn't able to make it through in time, though. So a very messy clash in the top lane.
So if you can poke and prod, it's similar to last game. Like, the roles are switched, but if GamerLegion can force a response out of MOUZ, like the gate, the Viper TP, whatever, back off and then re-engage, that can be very successful for them.
Coil behind. Crystallis gets the Dragon Tail. That'll slow down some of this damage. RCY, though, with the final orb, will finish
Actually
him off.
dies like that?
Viper Strike coming out. Snowball to stop the TP. Okay. They get something out of this for a second there. I thought the rotation from mid-one was going to be for naught. And it will make this squad from MOUZ. Like, when they get to their ball, like, this time around, I see a ball that is, like, crazy scary. Viper, Dragon Knight with a Crimson Guard on them. They're going to be untouchable. Fade, he is going to die up here. Big rotation out. Meanwhile, Celery being chased down by RCY. And again, final Shadow Realm hit or the Bramble. One or the other. Either one will get the kill.
The matchups can be deceiving. Like, yeah, he has great targets to bonds, but if they have agrees that they have a Lotus, it doesn't do anything. But on paper, this Warlock could give you some of that extra.
Yamson going to be blocked in.
Nice catch.
Got him on the pits into the Kisses landing. Very good catch.
I think Yamich has already done more in this game than he did the entirety of the last game.
Agreed.
Like, that's just, he's a hero specialist. You got to play to that. GamerLegion taking this fight without the Clinks.
Yeah, the tower's already dead. It's because RCY was in this position through the gate. He made the call for the team to come over. Beautiful Fatal Bonds, though, but the golem's going to be dropped. These 3 heroes Fatal Bonded up. If RCY can just get a round of nukes, Terrorize goes out. RCY almost dying to the Viper Strike, but the Terrorize, in the end, it saves the day. Still chasing after these heroes. Fatal Bonds lasting a few more seconds. The Roar goes out on the Boom. Commit, get that kill. Mid-one and Yamich low. Will run behind the tower. Brambles goes out. Yamich manages to dodge, getting snagged there.
Yamich is just hunting Yamson.
Yeah, he's not leaving him alone. Yamson's really got to get out of this corner. Like, frankly, I'm surprised that he doesn't think this area is warded.
I agree.
It's not, but, like, you know, the way he's been hunted in this corner, it makes it look like it.
Just keeps dying down here.
Around the map, right? Any hero that has a blink or any hero that has an invisibility, you have more freedom to go around the map and farm where you want to, that you're not as stuck as many other carries and just like farming out that bottom alley. Boom, gonna be caught by the Bramble. Golem gonna be dropped, stopping Yamich from being able to get a good snowball save in here, and now they're Fatal Bonded together. The damage is slowing down, but they get it over the finish line, at least for the kill onto the Underlord. Now the Snowball chasing after RCY. Not going to get that. Yamich starts backing away. Afraid of RCY and the nukes that are going to come in. Almost enough to finish him off. Got him on the Bramble. That'll do it. RCY jumping back away from mid-one. And he wants to go back in because Fade is cutting across the jungle area. He runs into Celery, a roar, and a third kill for GamerLegion.
Oh, that was dangerous. He axed that Croaker camp.
Yeah.
It's good information if you want to dive top or go set up the kill on the Viper.
Boom sitting in front of it. Makes it so they can't really pressure the tower and force mid one to rotate, but maybe killing the heroes behind the tower will force a reaction. Coil now onto Boom. Thought about the Terrorize to break the coil. They think better of it. This hero is too hard to kill, I think, for them to overcommit to it. As mid one TP's in, they roar up him, focus him down with a fatal bonds between him and the Underlord. Both these tanky boys are now becoming a bit of a liability against each other. They just need a bit more damage, but they're not going to find it. Chrysalis, well, maybe they will. The Orb actually cuts down the Viper. Got Yamsen, though, inside the pit in the Dragon Tail. He does end up going down. Boom, still not dead yet, but RCY is not going to give up. He's going to try. He's going to Orb out now. Jumps to the Orb, blinks back, threatening him with the gate. Boom saying, you can still get me, maybe.
It fits all the components of what they want. They're scaling with this Underlord, just getting massive. Pipe Crimson already done. Their 5-on-5 is super strong. Just continue to find these catches off the Tusk, and the game's going to progress nicely.
A massive kill here. Chrysalis needs some help. TP coming in. It's hard to get this kill quickly. Snowball pickup, a beautiful pickup. That's going to bail him out. He doesn't die now. Terrorize. They keep the golem on him, but he's got too many auras. A TP away from speed and a big whiff from GamerLegion. They get that kill and they don't lose heroes for it. Then that's massive. They slow down the BKB of Chrysalis, but instead, Yamsen, he also dies. GamerLegion falling apart a little bit here. Botsing in, speed, gonna be caught. He tries TP away, but the cookie should be easy, or the snowball, one or the other. Gate on the other side catches Fade. Fade trying to run, but caught in the pit. And he'll die as well. GamerLegion are now just getting picked apart across the map. Speeding things up for MOUZ faster and faster. Just because it's not like his Tusk is very good, but it's also because his performance on Wind Ranger was so not good. I mean, GamerLegion aren't even playing Dota at this point in time. They're just they're losing a game of hide and seek. Cannot resist it. They've got a game plan this time around. They're going to head to the bottom lane, but with their entire team.
Oh, they found Yamage.
The gate to the other side of the map. Boom is going to call in some reinforcements. They caught Yamage. They can't kill him fast enough, though. As now Chrysalis comes in. Sure, Yamage dies, but Chris has already done so much damage. Fade is on the run with the rest of his BKB. Yamsen going to try and TP out, and he does make it. Chrysalis got a little bit stalled out there, so wasn't able to get the Dragon Tail there. Goes for RCY. Instead, RCY jumped away to his Orb. Gotta keep this intact. Fortunately, the Lincolns protected him there.
This damn Tusk.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Actually,
He's back
damage.
on the
Chrysalis, he will lose this Aegis. Can they kill him a second time here? On the other side, they're also going after Yamsen. Yamsen stuck in the river, turns, fights as best he can. Death Packs heals him up a little bit, but he will be run down by mid one. Chrysalis, meanwhile, Terrorize going out. Can the heroes get through the gate here? They're showing up mid one. He gets through. Yamage chasing on after whatever heroes they can catch. It's going to be the Dark Willow who goes down. RCY is going to play some games with them to once again try and stall, but MOUZ are simply just too damn strong, winning fights on both sides of the map. Another loss for Beastmaster, another dub for the Underlord. They try and cut the waves, but they already have a siege wagon inside the base, so this is going to be a lane of barracks and Fade dying.
RCY gets something.
Maybe a little bit more. All right, Coil had to be expended, but worth it. 2 support kills, worth a lot of gold. That is over 1,000 gold he just got from that.
Has no clue what the hell the rest of his team is doing, but he is just going to try and put this game on his back and lug it up the mountain. Yeah, I wish him the best because it is going to be a tall task, but making something out of nothing here, that's for sure.
Initiation on Yamsen. Force staff. Oh, yeah, that damage is really ramping up for the Dragon Knight. It's a bit unfair. He had an amp damage, but still.
Teams just keep running it into him, expecting a different outcome, and he keeps suffering. Oh, nice attempt here with the coil snap.
Yeah. Use a Force staff to snap the coil, get him deep inside the base, and yet it is all undone by a counter Force staff that gets him down. And the heroes are quickly swept up by MOUZ one after another. Buyback going to be used. Underlord just goes into the tier 4s. He doesn't give a damn. He wants to stop Speed from using his upheaval, and he does do that pretty well. Fade, okay. Well, that's back-to-back deaths without him casting almost anything here. Gets off the Primal Roar, quickly dies to the punch. Now Yamsen shows up, but show up for what? GG. This game has been done for a while now.
Well, if I'm going into game 3, I'll tell you one thing. I'm picking Underlord or I'm banning that shit because I don't want to play against it in a game 3, and I'm probably taking out Yamich's Tusk.
The draft construct, like seeing the Puck, the Warlock, the Clinks, the Willow, like having 4 ranged heroes, going for the last bit Beastmaster, like it didn't feel as strong as the prep and the draft like integrity as we saw in game 1. And that's kind of where I said, like with GamerLegion, I mean, yeah, GamerLegion, it is a lineup that feels like everything has to go right until like that one mid-game timing, and they have to keep applying that pressure. But the journey to getting to that point, it's
not a role model, but like, come on. You don't have to be a moral role model, but at least be a role model for pubs. All you are is justifying this 4-position punch. Mid one trying to get off the Requiem. He gets it off to kill RCY, but he dies in the process with the Death Requiem doing the job. Big Num wishing he had an Ice Path still, as another TP away right in front of his face.
All these little things matter so much for a pick like this.
Dive in, hook back onto Yamsen, but Celery's still going to be in trouble, surrounded by too many heroes. Not much you can do about that. They're going to secure a power rune for RCY as well. It's a shield rune top.
A nice little rune. Got to keep the momentum up though, and you cannot let Boom farm up here. This is illegal, unacceptable. He has no TP. He's just
Get him out of here.
He will die eventually.
TP, no mana for Fiend's Gate. Doesn't even have the mana to go through the Twin Gate. Oh, I forgot you could do that. That was
one of the most illegal moves I've ever seen. He gets punished.
Fade TPs away before the hook can come through from Yamich. Well, I guess in my mind, that's why I feel like I like the Harpoon Blink Dagger build, because as you said, your spells are the heroes, so just enable ways to get on top of heroes as much as possible. Mid one, he's going to need to hit a big Requiem here to bail out Chrysalis. He throws it. No, he doesn't even throw it. He thinks better of it, waiting for a better opportunity. Ult goes out from Yamsen, protecting his supports as they get out of the tower range. Big Num, he's going to be left behind. But a successful gank for GamerLegion, killing the Clinks. Out of this game, then RCY Storm, who is once again looking for a gank here in this bottom lane. 2-man smoke up. Big Num RCY run into Yamich. Yamich hitting the hook first, but that's going to be stopping the Dismember. RCY trying to finish him off. Here comes the Clinks, though. Big damage, burst down that support. They still get Yamich, though, and RCY has some mana to work with. Now the Stampede, he's going to run through these heroes. Here comes the Omni Knight trying to blow up the heroes. Mid one gets off the Requiem. And no repel out from Yamsen, so he couldn't stick onto the SF. Hit a stomp onto Chrysalis. Chrysalis trying to kill Fade, but Yamsen's trying to kill Chrysalis. Meanwhile, RCY, he does manage to kill that SF. A TP away from Chrysalis. Big burst damage from Yamsen. There's the impact of the Omni Knight you were looking for. Burst down the Clinks at half HP after the death pack. And they will clean house in this bottom lane, clear out the rest of the heroes. That's going to be Celery dead, and they'll take the tower.
The omniscience delivers. So is Yamich cleaning up speed on the mid lane. Oh, this
okay, mid one's up there somewhere, but he just snuck on by with the haster, and they run into Celery, spotting him. No jump, though, without RCY. They're going to pop the Stampede to try and run down these heroes. They go for the SF. They really want the Shadow Fiend dead, and they've got him dead. Very easy kill. The Stampede just makes it so simple for this 5-man squad to just roll through you. Because as you said from the start, they got some surprising heroes. They've got Chen Omni Knight. As you said, the Omni Knight's going to drop off at some point. So you just got to make sure this Omni Knight continues to win fights, stays ahead of the Clinks. RCY got a grab on him. Blink Dagger, Dismember into the Requiem. No, Ice Path stops the Dismember, so he cancels the Requiem. Hook back onto Fade, who is stampeding his way through these heroes. Now the Stampede's gone, no way out. RCY, well, it gets an amp damage rune. You couldn't finish off any of those heroes. The tankiness does go kind of both ways, because now we have the pipe done for Boom, and so their stack is going to be difficult to get through.
Great block there with the creep by Speed to get out of there. Galvanized builds, amp damage still online.
Yeah, he's looking for the kill on Boom. Boom, way too far forward here now. He's going to be bailed out by the hook. But with a Stampede, they just run him down anyway. In fact, they're trying to catch Yamage on top of that, who blinked himself backwards after the hook, but RCY was still able to keep up the chase. Yamage, I mean, best you could do is Dismember, but you're dying either way. GamerLegion swarm through the top lane.
Super valuable towers when you have the Storm, such a high threat. He's just going in solo.
Spotting Yamage. He does have an Aegis, so he can be pretty aggressive, but has he been too aggressive? He's going to come back on this life. Yamson in with the repel, but that leaves RCY able to be controlled here. Not enough damage, though. Mid one still trying to back away from Yamson. They're trying to finish him off. Hook in from the side. Yamage trying to bail out Mid one. Hits Fade instead, and so Mid one does go down. RCY in his second life is cooking, though. He is got on to Chrysalis, trying to finish off this Blink. Big damage, though, from the Burning Barrage. They were stacked up 3 to a man. Just got burned down by the Burning Barrage. Still, though, RCY with a regen rune and 19 galvanized stacks is what he'll end up on. He is able to finish the fight to GamerLegion's favor.
They're going to be happy almost no matter what happens, because he's the true carry in this game. 10-1 now for RCY, heating up Invis, walking in. He's scouting them all.
Ooh, he went for the tower there. Blinks away before Fade can catch him. Let's see if this mid move works out. Missed hook on Big Num. Immediate grab from RCY and Chrysalis. Chrysalis with no BKB is 100% dead. RCY is not even going to look at him. He looks for another kill, and that's going to be Yamage.
Oh boy, he is starting to snowball. 10-1 in 6, 21 galvanized stacks. And
look at Yamson. He's going to go for Boom here with a Stampede to slow down Boom, and the Storm Spirit having so much galvanized stacks. He expended some mana mid, but he still has plenty of mana regen to get here to bottom, where they will find a third kill. 25 stacks of galvanized as RCY hits his level 18 with the third level Ball Lightning.
MOUZ have no good answers in terms of dealing with these heroes.
I love how fast they're playing too. They're like constantly looking around the map, and Big Num even setting up a solo play on mid one, gets the opening disable on him, and RCY trying to follow it up will deliver the damage. So that is effectively a team wipe, right? They killed 2 people mid, 1 bottom, then they got the SF top.
They have so much vision around this area, though. You do not want to leave.
Smoking back to that vision.
Yeah, 100%.
No Yamage is here in this corner. Smoke's gonna break. Shiva's gonna reveal the 2 of them. Mid one, BKB gets off the Requiem, but Yamson, he's able to protect himself, gets off the Guardian Angel, so he stops taking damage to Chrysalis, and he takes the fight to Chrysalis now, trying to get a cookie to get Clinks out of here. But again, you really just can't disengage from this lineup. They are going to stick on top of you. In fact, RCY is now looking for the kill on a mid one as well. Good hook back from Yamage, but again, it's just blink after blink, zip after zip. No matter how far you pull these cores back away from the enemy GamerLegion team, they just keep on pursuing all the way back to the fountain if need be. RCY got the Dismember on him. He'll die inside of the fountain, brother. Come on.
He had gem. Dude, that is the most NA Dota sequence I've ever seen.
That really was.
He dove that. He dove that fountain, you know. It ended up being a 2-foot deep pool, and he cracked his head on the cement, but he dove that fountain. That's what's important.
We dove head first. Yeah, Valve should put up one of those signs, you know.
No diving.
No dive in the pool.
Shallow water.
Yeah. Might help up in both pubs and pro play, apparently. Celery. Maybe a second victim here. Is the Underlord really want to go through this gate? He's going to go through. But without the Clinks, it feels like they're lacking in damage right now. Yamson easily able to undo whatever they've done to Fade with a simple purification. 1 turns to 2, 2 turns to 3 kills for GamerLegion.
Even then, they have Stampede, they have Hand of God,
Yeah.
they have 4 staves and double 4 staff on their supports.
Stampede leading the way. He's sitting on a ward sentry. Great lane ward. Great heads up from GamerLegion. Knowing this Klinks is going to be trying to rat around the map. Have a little trap set up for him, and they get an extra kill on Celery. And Tormentor's right there. Boy, everything is just...
That Candy Cane. Not thick enough.
He needs a little
Gotta
bit more
worry about
girth.
the-
Okay, nice smoke. RCY says, I have a regen rune. I'll just zip around on you guys and ruin that one. Get the opening for the hook to save the Snapfire, but boom, left inside of all this one. They give him the Glimmer Cape, give him the cookie, trying to get him out behind the tier 4s. He's still gonna die. Dismember onto the Centaur. He's not certainly gonna die. He's mid one, gets off a Requiem. It's a decent Requiem. Hits a lot of heroes, but doesn't do enough damage, man.
RCY is just going
Everywhere you look, it's GamerLegion just swarming hero after hero. They all look pretty healthy. It's pretty much a fountain dive for RCY. He gets his redemption. Killing Chrysalis, sometimes you do have to do it to him.
I told you, you gotta do what you gotta do. He gives them the chat wheel at the same time. Level 25 Storm with those bounces plus the Shard Axe is absolutely nasty, and they're just gonna force it.
Yeah, there's nothing MOUZ can really do about that. As long as GamerLegion is pressing their buttons, even the fountain may not be able to save them. It gets the kill onto the Centaur, but it's still a 4 versus 3 with a buyback from the Pudge.
All right, another unnecessary push into the fountain, but that is the style that they want to deliver justice with.
And look at that burst damage. Level 25. This is the peak Omni Knight here. Plus 75% Hammer of Purity bonus base damage.
That's it.
And his base damage is 257. So he's hitting damn hard. And that is MOUZ eliminated from Blast Slam. GamerLegion will make their way through the last chance playoff.
Man, what a performance from them today.
Made it happen. You know, they manned up. Even if game 2 was bad, I feel like they had a good reset, came into game 3 fresh, and just made it happen.
Yeah, I definitely like what you're saying, where maybe they were a little bit under-respected. You let through the storm, which has been phenomenal for RCY.